I love being able to say funny jokes again. This is going to be my favorite part.
Not
that I ever really stopped.
Brandon lost by 1%.
Less, right?
It was depends on how you measure it, but yeah, it was less than 51-49.
Which is, for reference, it's like 400 votes.
Yeah, 400 out of like 30,000.
Yeah, so it's your fault because you didn't go out and vote.
Yeah, it's actually 300 of your faults. If you're in District 23 and you didn't vote, this is all your personal responsibility. I hope you enjoy the next 2 years.
Sons of bitches.
My bad.
Oh, yeah.
It's all my fault.
No, I mean, honestly, like, if I can do the quick spiel real quick.
No, we actually, Eli wrote these questions out for you.
okay.
But go, the quick spiel, because it was the idea of like Brandon's election this entire time. You guys have been on this journey.
It's been wild. It's been wild. This entire experience has been fucking amazing. It's been hell. I've really hated pretty much every part of it. But I did get to meet a lot of amazing people. I've got a lot of new people that I call like very good friends. And really, we did what was almost fucking impossible. Like taking on an incumbent is hard. Taking down an entrenched incumbent like Tony Gonzalez was, a very well-funded one of the best-funded incumbents in the state of Texas, nearly impossible. Let alone to do it while being outspent 10-1 by someone with no political experience, a fucking YouTuber who says "come" on the internet. That should have never happened. We should have never won through the primary, let alone go into a runoff where we lose by like 400 votes. This will be studied in poli-sci for the next decade. This is such a anomaly. I cannot stress how grateful I am of the entire team.
Posting almost won an election.
It's
so fucking close. Like it was like it's alarming how close that
He
was.
spent $10 million combating being cyberbullied by us retards.
Well, dude, it was crazy. And then watching, as you said, you're under 30. You're doing a political race. You're fighting an entrenched incumbent. And then also, I learned I hate politics even more than I thought I hated politics.
Same.
For corruption, you're like, what the ever? It's like, oh, it's just lying. That is all you have to do to get where you need to be. It's lying and spending a mass amount of money.
Yep.
Mass amount of money.
To push lies. Like, and known lies, really.
And then when I found out congressmen get fucking pensions, dude, you should have heard my 3-hour drunken rant about that. It's a public service.
So I don't understand. Like, okay, so a typical working man needs to do 20 years to get a pension, right? All right, if you want a congressional pension, 20 years sounds fair to me. I don't want you there for that long. In fact, I'd love term limits, so you shouldn't fucking be there. But if you want a pension, you need to do the same time as blue-collar guys. 6 years, 5 years, something like that. It's 3 terms. And then 3 terms, you get a fucking 6-digit pension for life.
And what? You get benefits and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
So, public service. Public service.
It's wild, man. You gotta be a cop for 25 years to get a pension, you know?
Yeah, I mean, a sergeant major.
Yeah, but they don't do actual service like congressmen do. What do they do? Serve their community or something?
Boo hoo. God dang, dudes.
It's sickening. It's like the people that are in charge are voting to give themselves, golden parachutes, and that I don't know.
And you for all of you that you weren't, like I said, watching it. So Brandon's doing his YouTube channel, doing the podcast, doing the live shows at that time too, because it's still going on. And then watching you, if you want to see a phone going off or meeting after meeting, or how much you traveled, because Monday, for reference, how many places did you go Monday for your talks? You had
that one was easy because it was just Bear and Medina County, but we had 4 different campaign events, like speeches, rallies, on top of all the media we were doing already, on top of, like you said, the podcast, live shows,
your own channel,
the YouTube, and also like running a gun company.
I was also owning a successful business at the same time. You were fucking
busy, dude.
I thought you were gonna die there for a minute.
So did my doctor.
So did my heart.
Thanks, cocaine.
We powered through.
Brandon.
I almost had to go on the diet of the typical service worker. Fucking cigarettes and coke. But no, I
just turned into King Trout.
Hey now. I also drink beer.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can't deny doing coke with those glasses on.
My parents watch this.
I'll deny everything.
Yeah, I already said the 6-letter F word and cum 4 times, but I'm like, I've never done cocaine.
We don't do drugs. No, it's actually kind of rough because even during all of this, I quit Adderall a long time ago. So I was doing all this all natural, which is
Shit. You're just raw dogging it.
Raw dog in life.
well, I had
Minus with booze.
some help.
Something to keep the shakes away.
Was like, so what your drives, you drive what max like 10 hours, 6 hours on some of your like to do talks and
So
events.
the people don't realize how big District 23 is. It's the biggest district in Texas. It is the hardest district to campaign in Texas because I go from my home in San Antonio and drive 7.5 hours west. I have not hit the end of my district.
See, that's it's like the size of Massachusetts.
Oh, way bigger.
That is
like
one
5
district.
Massachusetts.
Yeah,
District
one
23
district.
District 23 is like the size of England, right?
It's the size of like a handful of states.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah,
England,
like-
yeah, that's great. You were like
half the states in the country or something.
you'd be a king. It's your just district to run. That shit.
Yeah, I mean it's all the way from San Antonio to El Paso and everything south, like all along the border, the entire Mexican border essentially with Texas.
You were like, I want to choose hard mode, the largest district and the one with the most problems.
See, that's the thing. I didn't choose it. I just lived there and decided, wow, I really don't like the way my congressman's voting, so I did something about it.
Have we ever told the Yellowstone story?
I don't think we ever have, and I am glad we waited until after.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know
So-
this story. Now I'm like, wait.
Brandon ran for Congress because him and I
We looked into it because of this, but
we looked into it a little bit more. But the idea started when Brandon and I got really drunk and we're watching Yellowstone one night, and John Dutton he became the
governor of Montana.
Governor of Montana.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, we should do something like this.
because he was just kind of a G in office, just
Yeah.
I am not progress. I am the stone that progress bashes against, like some shit like that. It's like,
Yeah.
that's
And
pretty
so
metal.
we said we were both going to run. And then I was like, all right, you're fucking much better spoken than me, and you're much smarter than me. So I'll just back you and use my social media to help you. And that's where it all started.
and that's
Just-
where you became the sleep paralysis demon of the congressman.
You wake up and you can't move and you want to scream, and there's just a shadowy figure in the corner. He's like, "You're fucking gay, dude."
That's it. It's just in the wall. It's like on the wall, on the ceiling. It's just whispering you're gay.
He crawls out of the closet. I just came out of the closet.
Crawling up
About
the
time
wall.
you did.
Homo.
But it always starts with, "Hi, everyone."
Not again.
No.
Make a horror movie from Tony Gonzalez's perspective of Donut haunting him. The door opens.
It's like a meat canyon skit.
Oh,
Like Tony
God.
against the wall, or Tony against the wall, just gripped on, looking around like a lizard. Yeah, it's like gay. He goes out the door, just scurried down the hallway.
God, but no, I mean, what was funnier too is on top of that, we were look, we could actually we could probably pull it off, and I'm like looking at my district, and that's when I really got interested because I've always been like in politics, but like looking into the votes of Tony, and like looking into a lot of that stuff is where I started getting like genuinely ticked off. But what was funnier is we said that look, this was right after the elections in November, in 2022. We're like, dude, if John Fetterman can get elected, that man is a literal stroke victim.
He's actually Fetterman's monster. Fetterman was the scientist.
Oh my God.
Anyway, you please, while you're ahead, I'm out.
Good night, everybody.
Please have put up a picture of Fetterman for that. Because if you're not a political junkie, that was the funniest shit I've heard all day.
Oh my god!
Jesus Christ. Yeah,
you peaked.
that's funny. I saw somebody talking.
Damn, it's
about
only
him.
been like 15 minutes.
I saw somebody talking about him because he's been getting more conservative lately and taking some like oddly conservative, stances for a Democrat. And somebody said, "Damn, homie must have had a stroke of genius."
Fucking internet. It'll never lose. Jesus Christ. So
I love being able to make these jokes again.
you're like, it's back. Oh, thank God. We got our friend back,
Let me
guys.
say the naughty words.
I'm free.
It was going to be a weird time for if you won. We were like, okay, where's the line now? Because we have no idea. You're like active sitting congressman. We'd just be like,
I would have just like if there was anything super edgy being said, I'll still sit here. I just want Chase to like blur me out so you can't tell.
Punch into just my face when I talk about bringing out the guillotines.
It's just blurred is really hilarious because it doesn't change, it just turns on and then turns off after the conversation's over.
Literally.
It's like, we know it's Brandon there.
Doesn't matter.
Can't
Good
prove
luck,
it.
Good luck putting that shit in a mailer.
Shit, Cody's talking about the blacks again.
I think when you said the, it makes it worse.
Does it? There was really no way to make that good.
Cody's talking about black people. Cody's talking about the blacks. What sounds way more.
It's like every time I'm driving through, San Antonio with Cody, I'm like, no, they're called people of color now, not the other way around, Cody.
But look at their skin.
We all get blurred out. It just got so wide, all of us are blurred out.
It's okay, my wife's black.
Floating.
She goes to a different school.
It's okay, my wife's black. She's from Canada, so like you probably would never meet her, but
Meanwhile, Dylan Johnson, like, really?
should I know who this is?
Wait a minute, hold on.
No, I don't.
I just got his name
No, this
wrong.
is great content.
The TikTok guy or the guy who does the reels and
Oh,
like fights animals, like fights
yeah.
animals and shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uncle Dijon. Uncle Dijon.
Uncle Dijon. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, damn! I used his fucking government name.
Yeah,
All
that's
right,
why I
yeah.
didn't recognize him.
Yeah,
Uncle
all of us
Dijon,
were
thank
just
you.
like,
I'm like, God, if I got your name wrong, I'm so fucking sorry, but I thought that's what it was. Sorry, I actually know you for who you are.
No, only pretend internet friends.
I still have you as King Trout on my
Yeah,
phone.
that's fine. Everyone does.
I go to I type in Connor all the time.
Connor
like,
King.
who's the? Oh yeah, I am the
My
king,
phone
baby.
doesn't recognize.
Yeah, I came down. Nobody knew my actual my slave name, and I had an inside joke to myself that I was going to find out which one of you leaked it first, and it was this fucker.
Yeah, surprise.
I know.
I would have never done that. Well, I typed in Connor on Twitter and it pops up 18 times, Cody. I was drunk.
Yeah.
Look, I make accidents sometimes, like leaking administrative results face before anyone.
Multiple times.
Yeah. Sometimes my vlog edits get a little sloppy, and I apologize. But no one called on to it until after. There was one comment that was like, "Was that administrative results?" And I deleted it immediately. No one ever said
That
anything.
one guy knew. He was like,
Yeah, he's like, oh, I've done the math. Anyway, Cody's address is 1234.
racist lane.
Don't tell them where I live.
They show up.
It was a joke, you like, fuck.
Oh my God.
This was his address?
It's actually real.
It's real.
Just
Google
a cross.
card.
Fucking,
Cody's just standing out front watching the Google card drive by.
You're just examining the driver.
the cross burning in my front yard.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway, how's it feel not running for Congress?
So much better.
They're like, hey, what was one of the? I know you've shown some clips. I don't know if you ever did it here. Some of the people that would get mad or the craziest story during your political. You had that one. Was it a woman that just got up and left?
Oh, I had a fucking
Psycho?
psycho lady. And
Oh,
you
she
were
was
there.
crazy, dude.
She was legit insane, like schizophrenic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so this he showed me, or you just told me about it, but that's where you get to see how people cannot rationally behave or even just like comprehend. It's like, I should listen to somebody talk.
This lady might have had a real mental illness.
Did we tell this story on here yet?
I don't think. No, I don't think so.
So yeah, Brandon and I, it was a town hall event at a library, and Brandon and I walk out of the bathroom, and this lady is like, "Did you know that these water fountains taste different? And if you look there, this water fountain says 1111."
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my son is in the Air Force, and we're like, "Ma'am, that's."
In unison, she's like, "Well, can you explain that?" And we're both like, "It's probably the filter." Like almost at the same fucking time.
Yeah.
And she's, "Well, I just don't know. Did you go to church this morning?" "I know I did." I'm like, "Ma'am, it's Tuesday.
Yeah.
The fuck are you talking about?" But anyway, we go in there and
We're
it's
just super polite to her, and
Yeah.
we're like, "Yeah, we don't know what's going on. Sorry to hear about the water tasting different." And then we go into the event.
So I'm speaking, and it's probably a room with like maybe 80 people in it, something like that, in the library. And I make the mistake of saying the word dude.
Yeah.
Because I was saying like, oh yeah, there's some bad dudes coming across. Something like that. Like I'm referencing something.
We were talking about how at the southern border there are like Islamic terrorists coming across the border currently.
who've been caught and shit
Yeah.
like that. And I'm like, so they're grabbing these dudes and blah blah. She's like, she goes off. She's like, dudes, call them what they fucking are. They're terrorists. And I've heard enough. And like just like,
She goes,
makes
this
a
country's
big
about to
stink.
be in a civil war.
Yeah.
And it was in the middle of his speech. She just stood up and started screaming this shit.
And it's like she was acting like I was afraid to say the word terrorist. I'm like, okay, terrorists. I was just, it's like basically a pronoun at that point. What? And yeah, she just like had a big schizo fit. Said the same like things over and over, which is why I'm like thinking actual mental illness, maybe like where she was saying the same like, my son is in the Air Force. I went to church this morning. Like those were kind of her tics almost.
Oh, just repetitive talking.
Yeah, and then she stormed out after cursing all of us out.
Yeah.
And,
Got a round of applause on her way out.
Well, because I leaned over and I said, "Excuse me, ma'am, there's bumper stickers." Fucking everybody just started laughing.
Just hit her with a one-liner.
Hey! Let him cook.
Buffalo Brandon.
I love I loved getting to handle people like that.